Mic check. Hey, my pleasure, Gil. My pleasure, my brother. My pleasure. My honor. Hey, Gil. Hey, bro, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, bro? Now we cooking. Now we cooking. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It don't matter. We gonna wrap the night. AKT. AKT. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Here I am. Here I be. All that kind of stuff. Been gone from y'all a few days and everything. Yo, Gary, what's up, bro? What up? What up? What up? Came a little different tonight. Didn't go through all of the bells and the whistles of StreamYard tonight. This is straight YouTube. It is what it is, brother. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this for a few minutes tonight. I will do all the other stuff next week or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I got a lot, I've had a lot going on this week. Um, but man, God is so good. And we're just glad to be here and everything. And man, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And to my brother Gil, God bless you, my man, and praying for you, still praying with you. And we're gonna, we're gonna watch God move. We're gonna watch God move and everything. Hopefully everybody's had a great day. I had a good one. I'm about to make y'all. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Kimberly, sister. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Very special and amazing. And amazing. That's right. That's right. Kimberly. Hey, there is CMB, the one and the only. The one and the only. Good deal. Carla and Kimberly are in the house. KT, Gil, Gary in the house. Yeah. I listen, y'all, this is gonna make you laugh right here. Cause after I thought about it, after I did it, it made me laugh. It did. Y'all, listen, I had to go, I went to church last night. I was late getting there and all that good stuff. Yeah, me too, Kimberly. This is a chill night. We're gonna talk about whatever you want to talk about and everything. But let me tell this story. So I got up this morning and I laid there and I cut my television on, and one of my favorite shows, NCIS New Orleans, was on. And I said, "Oh yeah, I can watch this before I get on my Zoom, because I have a Zoom class and everything." Hey, Susan, good to see you. Oh yeah, the family's coming in. The family's coming in. Now, so I laid there and I said, I ain't got to go nowhere and all that good stuff, right? Something said, check your phone. Check your phone. That's what I discovered today was Friday. I thought it was Saturday. I was about to kick back in that bed and I was going to go into another gear. I was going to sleep for about another hour and then get up and go about my day, only to discover today was Friday. Lord Jesus. I said, I'm slipping, man. I'm slipping. I'm slipping bad, slipping real bad. I ain't even lying to you. Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly. That it was funny to me. I was I woke up the first 30 minutes of the morning. I thought it was Saturday. I thought it was Saturday, but I knew something was off because I knew. Thank you, thank you, Gil. I need prayer. I need prayer, man. Listen, when you're a school teacher, let me tell you something. Those days get to running together, and today, man, we had some crazy stuff going on at school. I mean, apparently it's either full moon or spring is about to spring and sprung. Because some of the old kids today, man, oh, were doing some dumb stuff. I'm talking about some dumb stuff, man. These kids at the change of the weather and changing of the times and all that kind of stuff, man. They start doing some crazy stuff. I ain't even gonna lie to you. As we say that I ain't much gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna even much lie to you. They doing some crazy stuff. So pray for our students, pray for the teachers, pray for y'all wherever you may be. Pray for the school system in your area. Just pray for teachers everywhere. Pray for students everywhere, because it is, it's crazy. So anyway, but welcome to the Long Run with Piano Man, and the Keeping It a Buck crew. We are here. And it is what it is. We're going to see who's going to step up in the chat tonight. And all I'm asking you to do, if you're on, just keep it respectful, because we're going to keep it respectful with you. But the moment you get disrespectful, we're going to keep it a buck with you. That's right. So we keeping it a buck whether you respect or not. We're going to keep it a buck with you. But the moment you start disrespecting, we're going to show you how much that's going to cost you. All right? All right. And let it be known, Piano Man, I got my mods. And one thing about it, I've already stated to them, they know what the business is. You do not have to ever explain it to me about putting somebody in timeout. Just do it. Just do it. It don't make no difference. Just do it. That's what you're there for, to moderate. I'm just here doing what I do. And whatever happening back there, and listen, I'm going to say this now. If you got a problem with the moderator, take it up with the moderator. Now, if you can't settle it, then we're going to come to me. And I'm going to let you know ahead of time. I'm going to back my moderators. Yeah, we can knuck if you buck. That's what we do. Well, you heard Susan. Heard it from you heard it from the sister. Knuck if you buck if you want to. Me too, Kimberly. We're gonna talk about that for a couple of minutes. Who y'all got in the Super Bowl? Who you got? And tell me why. We ain't gonna be on here long. I just want to see what everybody was doing and everything. But who you got in the Super Bowl? See, KT, there you go. See, you getting started already. I hear you. Oh, I know. Yeah. Carla and Susan. That was a dumb question on my part. I forgot. These are two Eagle fanatics. I mean, if you didn't know, now you know. Don't say nothing crazy about the Eagles around Carla and Susan. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't say nothing crazy about them Eagles. Don't say nothing crazy about Alabama, but in this particular instance, don't say nothing crazy about them Eagles. Don't do it. You're going. I hear you, Kimberly. Rep them Ravens, but she said, but I support the Eagles. KT, there you go. There you go, KT. You see what OG Gill said, right? OG Gill, can I tell you this story, big brother? Once upon a time, when I lived in West Virginia, can you believe that your boy here was a Jets fan? And what drew me to the Jets was a guy by the name of Joe Willie Namath. And that's how I started liking Alabama, because of Joe Namath. I'm telling you, Broadway Joe, you got it, KT. You tell him, baby. Tell him. Joe Willie. And I'm gonna tell you how far back, Gil. I hear you, Gil. I used to love Emerson Boozer, Matt Snell, Joe Namath, Rich Castor, Jerome Barkham, Winston Hill, Lance Allworth. See, that's old school talk right there, man. That's old school. That's old school Jets. And I'm just being honest with you. And Weeb Eubanks was the coach. I remember those days. And I also watched the Jets all the way up. Let me see, John Maynard, I think that was his name. Old running back. See, so when you dealing with Piano Man, you dealing with old school stuff. You're dealing with old school. And so KT and OG Gill, that's my Jets history right there. From back in the gap. Um uh, when them and the Buffalo Bills used to go at it. What's up, JB? Keeping it that JB keeping it a buck. My man. Old partner right there. Yep. Maynard. John Maynard. Oh, and you know who else used to play KT and Gill? And it's a wonder y'all let me forget him. John Riggins. John Riggins used to play with the Jets. He sure did. He was a running back. He was a running back. Oh man, they had this other. Yeah, Crabette. Yeah, Crabette was good. I remember him. Oh yeah, Kimberly. Ray Lewis was the business. Ray Lewis was the business. Ray Lewis was the business. They don't make him like Ray no more. But I'm telling you, but the Jets back in the day, I used to like that green and white. I used to like that green and white. JB's in the house. The family's here. The family's here. Just a couple of family members are not here, but the Keeping It a Buck crew is in the house and everything. But we just glad to be here. We making it live and visible and everything. And KT and OG Gill, I used to be a Jets fan, and that's how I came to like Alabama, because of Joe Namath. Richard Todd was a Jets quarterback after Joe Namath left. Richard Todd was a quarterback of the Jets. Yep. So I can tell you a little something about the Jets. Kevin Long. I can't. Don Maynard. Quite a few Jets, man. I have to look that up from back in the day. But glad to see my crew here. Glad to see whoever's here. Hey, we just make it happen and everything. Oh yeah, JB, the big homie, OG Gill, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just have fun over here. Just having fun. But we see that the Eagles, is anybody pulling for the Chiefs? I hadn't seen that yet. Anybody pulling for the Chiefs? I know I'm not. I'm not. No. In the words of one of my students, how about no? Randy Beverly, cool. Yeah, I hear you, Kimberly. Well, I ain't nobody studying Kansas. I know I'm not. I do not want to see Kansas City win Sunday. No. And believe it or not, to Susan and Carla, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm such a football fan, and I don't know how long you all have been Eagles fans, and I would not insult your intelligence. I don't know how long you've been a fan, but if you're a fan, you're an Eagles fan, you're just a fan, okay? But to Carla and Susan, guess whose jersey I have hanging? Is that the other house? But I have an Eagles jersey, and Carla and Susan, and I don't know if y'all remember this guy or not, but do you remember Jerome Brown? Okay, Carla. Okay, so now, Carla, do you remember Jerome Brown? JB, do you remember that name? Jerome Brown. As a matter of fact, Jerome Brown played his college ball at the University of Miami. He was with the U. And When he was drafted to the Eagles, I want to say he and Reggie White were there at the same time. I want to say he and Reggie White were there at the same time. I think I got my years right. Oh yeah, Reggie was that dude. But Carlos, but do you? Yeah, Miami Hurricanes, Jerome Brown. That's right. He played for the Eagles. His career was cut short because he was killed in a car wreck. God rest his soul. But Jerome Brown was what Jalen Carter wants to be. Jalen Carter is well on his way to being a Jerome Brown type guy. Jerome Brown was a force on that D-line, man. Okay, Carl, if you ever just have some free time on your hand, Google or look up Jerome Brown. Look at okay, thank you, Gil. Look up Jerome Brown on the Eagles. He was a monster. That dude could play, man. That dude could play. Well, I have his jersey. Someone gave it to me. Sure did. Someone gave me a Jerome Brown Philadelphia Eagle jersey. I have it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame it because I've lost weight and everything. I can't really wear it anymore. And so I'm going to have it framed, and then I'm going to put it on the wall and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to have a good time using that. But that's going to be part of my, man cave. Jerome Brown. Look him up for Eagle fans that may be listening or may not, or may catch this later on. Go look up Jerome Brown. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed when he and Reggie White were. They did not call Reggie White the Minister of Defense for nothing. Trust me on that. Oh, yeah, OG Gil. Jerome Brown would have been 100 in that Hall of Fame. That wouldn't even have been anything to think about. Yes, but I have a Jerome Brown jersey, and I might go up to the house and go get it. And I know I'll be looking like a sack of potatoes Sunday, but I might just wear that Sunday. It'll swallow me. Yes, OG. Yes, please say that again. He was almost as good. He was almost as good as Reggie White. That's the truth. And I think a lot of it had to deal with the fact that when Jerome came out of college, what was going on was Miami had a whole lot of offensive stars. Now at that time when Jerome came out, they were stacked on defense, but also at that time Miami had a lot of offense going on, and you just didn't hear about Jerome, but that dude was cold-blooded, man. Reggie White, on the other hand, was from Tennessee, and he was just doing the doggone thing. Reggie White was just cool like that. He and Jerome Brown side by side. So I'm just saying, but for Eagles fans, go look up Jerome Brown. Jerome Brown. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. He was like fearful, fearless. He struck fear, and when he hit you now, he hit you. But he and Reggie White were the business. So I'm hoping that Philly wins the game. That's my prayer. Nothing against Kansas City, but I'm tired of them getting the calls that goes their way all the time. I'm tired of that. I believe that the Eagles O-line, their offense period is going to really give Kansas City defense some problems. I believe that. The only way that I think that they won't is that they just have to, as they would say, they just have to stink up the joint. Yep, got it, OG. Jerome took on the double team, and Reggie went and got the quarterback. And when Reggie hit you, you were hit. I think, and some people may agree to disagree, but it's just my saying right here. I think the only person who struck a little more fear in a quarterback than Reggie White was Lawrence Taylor. Just being honest. I believe Lawrence Taylor, because Lawrence was that dude too. Lawrence Taylor was that dude too. Lawrence was on another level of crazy. But let me say this. That's when football was on another level of crazy. Those quarterbacks were not protected back then like they are now. You could literally hit them. I'm going to go on and say this. Tom Brady back then, when LT and all them was going at it, he wouldn't have lasted that long. I remember a game when it was the Giants and the 49ers. And I want to say LT or either LT, Gary Reason, Harry Carson, one of them guys hit Joe Montana so hard and laid him out there in the middle of the field. When the Giants was winning back then, wasn't no stopping them. That defense, man. That defense, man. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. That defense was serious. That Giants defense was something else. And their offense wasn't half bad either. But yes, say that, JB. LT was a grown man. LT was a grown man. And I'm finna tell you something else. LT was so grown, Bill Parcells didn't mess with him, and Bill Parcells was a grown man. That goes to show you what the business was with them Giants. Gary Reason, Harry Carson, LT, I can't think of all those guys. That Pepper so did Joe. I mean, so did JB. Broke Joe Theismann leg. I was watching that game when it happened. I was watching that game when that happened on a Monday night. The Giants and Redskins. Forgive me. They say the Commanders then. I'm old school. Forgive me. They going to always be the Redskins in my book. That's how I see it. And I don't mean that in no disrespect. That's what I grew up calling them. The Washington Redskins. Just like the Cleveland Indians. That's what I grew up watching. When I was watching baseball, Cleveland Indians, please. That's but like I said, I don't say that in any disrespect. Well, somebody need to get a chain back because apparently it didn't offend Florida State, the Seminoles. Go figure. It didn't offend them. But anyway, back to my story. JB said the man broke Joe's leg. Sure did, man. I'm talking about JB. And do you remember what it looked like when they finally got Joe up off the field? That was not a pretty sight. That was not a pretty sight. Snap. In my opinion, Carl Banks, Pepper Johnson. That's it. Carl Banks, Pepper Johnson, Gary Reason, Harry Carson, LT. You wasn't finna do nothing against them Giants. LT started crying. He hit that man. He hit that man so hard. Listen, anybody that was watching that Monday night game when LT hit Joe Theismann, anybody that was watching that game, I guarantee you either your blood pressure went up or your blood pressure dropped. Because that was a hit of all hits. The only hit that was worse than that one is when I saw, that is before anybody on here probably was born, so that goes to show you how old I am, is when Jack Tatum hit Darryl Stingley and paralyzed him on a Sunday afternoon. The Raiders were playing the Patriots. And I think Darryl Stingley was still with the Patriots. Now that was gruesome. That was gruesome. Piano Man has seen some vicious hits in the NFL. So when I tell you they've softened the game, they've softened the game. I've seen 3 guys in my years of watching NFL football. I have seen 3 guys paralyzed. 3 of them. 3. I watched all 3 games. I watched. Yes, sir. You know your football, Gill crew. Yes, sir. OG Gill, no. He know. And when you're from New York, that's the pipeline, bro. Am I right, Gill and JB? That's where everything happens. It don't, listen. Nothing that happens in the NFL, trust me, I don't give a hoot if it's them Dallas Cowboys. I just got sick on the stomach when I said this. But New York knows about it first. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. Jack Tatum, number 32, went to Ohio State. OG Gill, do you remember Neil Cozy? Jack Tatum, Neil Cozy, back in the gap. DBs out of Ohio State. Oh, God. Hey, Ebony, I knew I summoned you somewhere. The Ohio State. What's up, Ebony? Good to see you, dear. But let me tell you, back in the gap, that doggone Jack Tatum, when he hit you, and let me tell you this. Let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna put it to you on this wise. When you had Jack Tatum, Lester Hayes, OG Gill, who were those other Raiders back there? Lester Hayes, Jack Tatum. Now Lester was a little younger than Jack, and Jack was on his way out when Lester came in. But Jack Tatum, Lester Hayes, Filippiano, I think I can't pronounce his name. Them dudes, George Atkinson, those dudes from Oakland were no joke. And the only team that could do something with the Oakland Raiders were them Pittsburgh Steelers. And Oakland, I know they lost Vegas now, no disrespect to anybody, but Oakland, or the Raiders, let me put it like that. The Raiders have never, ever gotten over the Immaculate Reception. Oh, Kimberly, get on me. Get over here, Kimberly. Leave me alone, Kimberly. Boo Steeler. You and Ebony, stop. Don't even start with that foolishness. Don't even start. Gil, y'all. Believe it or not, my mother, God rest her. Man. I'm sorry, y'all. I just kind of had a moment right there. Anyway, let me get myself together. Thinking about my mama, man. Anyway, um, mama went to my mama graduated from Stillman U, uh, HBCU. She graduated from Stillman. My mama went on to do some graduate work at Ohio State. She did, and she did her best. Uh, she bought in a lot of Ohio State paraphernalia, and that's when me and my sister were kids, and she was and that was before the day of where you doing online study, and so you had to actually go on campus. And I know y'all didn't ask for this, but I'm telling this story. And my mom was up there during the days of Archie Griffith, Pete Johnson, Brian Bashnagel. I can't remember none of those guys, but anyway, when I think about Ohio State, the first person I think about is my mom. And so y'all forgive me if I get a little emotional because I miss her. I miss both my parents, but but my mom, she didn't like football one way or another. JB, you'll enjoy this. My mom was a baseball fan as well as my dad. My parents were big baseball fans. Uh, Ebony, I knew you see it that way. But my mom, she loved Ohio State for yeah, Dwight. Good. Hey, my boy, my producers here, Dwight. Yes, Stillman College in Tuscaloosa. As a matter of fact, that's how her and my dad met. Through my aunt, my daddy's sister. They were in nursing school there at Stillman. And my aunt introduced my mom to my dad. And so I have a little history with Stillman and a little bit, just a smidgen bit of history with Ohio State because of my mom. But my mom never could get me to root for Ohio State at all. Never. But my mom went to Ohio State. And so I have some cousins that are big Ohio State fans. Matter of fact, they're still there in Ohio. They're in Lorain there, Ebony. They're right there in Lorain. And I also have some cousins right there in Columbus who are bigger Buckeye fans. So these are all on my dad's side of the family. They just rep those Buckeyes real hard and heavy. So on my mom's side of the family, now, believe it or not, the majority of my mom's side of the family are big Florida fans. Gotcha, Dwight. Yeah. And I've had some more friends to go to Stillman. They attended Stillman. The biggest thing that I regret is that I didn't use my mom as a resource for college. And if anybody's listening, Susan, we're going to address that in just a second. Hold that quick. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this right here. No. Okay, hold up. No. Okay, I think I can. I wanted to put that up there, but I think, but I'll remember that, Susan. Here we go. I just hate that I didn't use my mom as a resource for Stillman, and then I would have been proud to say I'm an HBCU grad. But here in the next little bit, that's something's going to turn for me, and I'll be able to fulfill a dream. And I would, when OG Gill and I were in a conversation last night, as much as he said I was a blessing to him, and everything, OG Gill was a blessing to me. And I'm gonna tell you this, and then we're gonna move on. God puts people in your lives to be a blessing to them, to be a blessing to you. They glorify him, but they're also a blessing to you. So, OG Gil, thank you for being a blessing to me, because your words help remind me of some stuff, bro. So you know, you, you you know what, JB, you, that's the controversy right there, bro. That's the controversial thing right there. But I choose to look at that. They are a package deal. They're a package deal. Um, all right. I hear you, Susan. Hey, big shout out to all my HBCU alum and grads. Much love for you. Proud of you and everything. And one day I'm going to get there. One day I'm going to get there. It'll be before the Saints go marching in, but I'm going to get there. But JB, Susan, back to do you think Grubb would bring us the Natty? Let me be honest with you. Sometimes, JB, those things are the missing piece of the puzzle. I think where some of the controversy, okay, Syracuse, right, Gil? Syracuse, the Orangemen, Syracuse. Okay, that's upstate New York for real. But JB, I think it's the way I just choose to look at it, dear brother, is their package deal. And he was the missing piece. Now, I'm about to say something, and I know, and I'm not trying to be no darn whatever. I'm just gonna say it because I can say it on my channel. When Grubb got fired from Seattle, it was a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer that Alabama was gonna offer him. Now, was it written in stone that he was coming? No. So for people to be bragging and saying certain stuff, that was just a no-brainer. Of course, Alabama was going to offer him. Of course he was. And we kind of sit down and look at it. If you pay close attention, nobody else really was coming after Grubb. Go back and check it out. Who was coming after Grubb when he got fired? And JB said it best. I don't know if he remember making this statement or not, but JB said it best about 2-3 weeks ago. He said, "Who's gonna want to touch him of outside of Alabama? Who else is gonna want to touch him?" And he just got fired. You remember that? You remember that statement, JB? We were all in a we were talking, and you made that statement, telling you. And so some stuff is just it goes without saying. It goes without saying. So for people to get hung up on who thought what and this, that, and the third, and reported this and reported that, some stuff is just simple. 1 + 1 = 2. Don't get hung up on that. To God be the glory, Gil Crew. To God be the glory. Well, brother, you reminded me of an assignment that I have to complete. And I'm going to complete it, my brother. I'm going to complete it. In Jesus' name, I'm going to complete it. Got to do that. I got to do that. Got to do it. Right now, I got iron in the fire, and then some of them ain't getting hot now. But I promise you, they're gonna get hot. But JB, I was listening to something about that though. I was listening to something on one of the sports networks a couple of days ago now. That might, with the thing with Huff, that may take place in a different capacity. Because see, you still have your O-line coach that's there. I think it's Coach Cap. You still have him there. But I'm telling you, Huff might ease himself in there in maybe a different role, but he may be part of that analyst crew. You know, what's up, Nick? What the business is? Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. And you're right, JB. Hey, everybody that was welcome, Nick Harden. Welcome to the long run. Nick, good dude. Nick is a good dude. Roll Tide, my brother. Roll Tide. We just chopping it up a little bit. We talking about Grub. We talking about Alabama. We talked about my mom and OG Gill and all that kind of stuff. And I about almost cried just thinking about my mama because she was an Ohio State fan. I don't know if I was crying because I miss her or I was crying because she was an Ohio State fan. I had to laugh at that because, you know, I had to get that in there because I miss my parents terribly. I do. Even though they will be well in age, but just their presence, man. And what? Kimberly, say it ain't so. You like the blues, Kimberly? I do too. I love them. I love them. But I'm that old school blues dude, but I ain't finna go off into that rabbit hole right now. But let me tell you something, JB, and to everybody that's listening right about now, because we're talking about Ryan Grubb and Susan and JB brought some things to the table here that we, you know, and if Ryan Grubb gets everything he wants from an offensive perspective, it's going to be some sad faces that's going to have to face Alabama this year, beginning with Florida State. Now, I'm going to say this, and here in the next little bit, we'll start going over the schedule here later on and everything. And we got a lot of ground to cover this off season because everything right now is leading us up to A-Day. A lot of questions still got to be answered, and this, that, and the third. But if Huff comes, even in the role of an analyst, if Huff comes, I'm telling you now, the pieces, like what JB said, the pieces are all going to fit together. The pieces. And for those of us that kept up with when 2 years ago or now, when Washington made their run, their O-line, that last year of Caden DeBoer, their O-line was an award-winning O-line. They were. But as JB said, Bino said it, others have said it, for Alabama to thrive this year, you got to run the football. No ifs, ands, buts, and maybes. None of that, all that just running down the field, throwing it 50, 60 yards, hoping that somebody run up under it and you're going to the house. This year, we have to play a complete game, a balanced game of both run and pass. Ball on the ground. Thank you, KT. Just that simple. And when KT means what she's saying right there, she ain't talking about fumbling either. She's talking about running the football. Yes, 1,000-yard year back. Yes, exactly. Say that for the folks in the meeting room, KT. We need a 1,000-yard rusher. And the next one, and the next running back, his rushing yards need to be maybe 200 yards less. Yeah, there you go. Well, JB, I can see that too. Nick, get back the bully ball. And Nick, with that being said, we need to get back the bully ball on both sides of the ball. On defense, be a bully. I don't give a hoot if you hurt them. I ain't advocating hurt now, don't get me wrong. But this is the game of football. You got to bring that thunder. Of course, Grubbs know that, Susan. He knows. Because let's be honest, that his last year at Washington, they had a 1,000-yard runner. They did. Washington did. Feed, Jam, and Young. You know what? That's a T-shirt right there. KT, Feed, Jam, and Young. That's a nice T-shirt. That has a pretty nice reading to it. Feed, Jam, and Young. JB, maybe. You know what? I think right there, what we can't do is compare what happened in Seattle to what happened at the University of Washington, and then he might bring that same mentality, because once he sees what didn't happen last year, he'll get the picture. He'll get the picture. He'll get it quick. That those running backs, in the words of KT right there, let them eat. They got to eat. Because I'm going to tell you this, if the running backs don't eat, your wide receivers ain't going to eat. I'm telling you. Okay. Got you, Nick. By me being in school and everything, trying to get some things done, I don't get the chance to really watch the films like I want to, but that's about to change, because I'll be able to, hopefully by June, I'll be able to kind of see my way through a little bit more and offer better content. Right now, we just kind of talking off the cuff, and I like that too. And so, KT, about that, we're gonna have to go back and read. Let me see something here. Hold up. Let me see something right quick. I think I put this in here. Here we go. Let's go back to what KT said. Let's revisit. She said, I want to see what hell does too. Now, here we go. KT, I have nothing but positive things to say about your statement. That's a positive statement, because I want to see what he has to bring too. Because here's the catch with that. They were already comparing Hale to Waddle. Y'all remember that? Hey, what's up, B Sharp? Everybody say hello to my big brother, B Sharp. There he is, the one and the only. And B Sharp, I'm gonna claim something. The award-winning B Sharp. One of these days, brother. One of these days, Brinsky God's gonna smile on you. He's gonna smile your way, bro. Award-winning, brother. The award-winning Sharpshooters podcast. Yes, Big Bren. That's my boy. That's my brother. That's my brother for real. Just like JB and the rest of my family, keeping a buck, my family, Brinsky, my brother. Him, Coach Sean, all them. Hey, bro, to God be the glory. We're going to give credit to him. When you give credit to him, that's thanks enough for me. I'm just the instrument, man. I'm just the instrument, bro. KT, back to what you said, though, about Hale. Hale was being compared to Waddle. You remember that? Yeah, Gil. We're gonna get to him in just a minute. And when Hale went down with the injury, it set him back. And then Ryan Williams came, and then you got that going. So where we're gonna run into some issues is we are actually, I'm going back to a prior broadcast that we did. Y'all, we are actually 11 deep at wide receiver. That's a scary thought. That's a scary thought. We are actually 11 deep at wide receiver. And the thing is that, here we go. Ryan Williams, Jern Bernard, Isaiah Horton. See, that's who everybody sleep on too. Jalen Hale, Cole Adams, Rico Scott, Bubba Hampton, Derek Meadows, Lozier Brooks. Got a couple more I didn't put on. But y'all, that wide receiver room is a whole problem. Mbakwe. That wide receiver room is a whole problem. Susan, you're being messy, but God bless your ministry. You said it. I believe that. Give God the glory. I could care less who said what first. If it wasn't for God opening doors, it wouldn't matter who said it first or last. He's the first and the last. So that's all I got to say about that. But we've got a whole problem in that wide receiver room because, and it goes back to what KT said about those running backs. You're gonna have to let them eat. Everybody, I'm telling you now. So where I'm looking forward to A-Day, but I'm apprehensive as well, because that's when the spring portal opens. And I'm anxious to see who might leave. That's the drawback of this. Now, y'all remember back when we had Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs. I'm with you on that, KT. I believe Meadows is going to play. Just like, what's this guy? Woodyard. Y'all remember Woodyard that played at A-Day and still got in the transfer portal and went to Oregon? Y'all remember him? This is where we are with the transfer portal. The transfer portal is basically not just Alabama, but we're talking about Alabama, but the transfer portal and the way these things are set up now and all of the attention that is being given, it's everybody's worst enemy. I'm just saying. It's worst enemy. And our wide receiver room is deep this year. What do you do? Me neither. I'm not all that crazy about it either. Thank you, KT. It's almost, this is unreal, man. It is unreal. Now, for all my brothers and sisters out here that, excuse me, for all my brothers and sisters out here that are staunch Jalen Milroe fans, what I'm about to say might offend you, but nobody's a stauncher Jalen Milroe fan than I am. But I'm about to say something, but I'm a realistic person. If Jalen Milroe had wanted to come back for one more year, that wide receiver room probably would have been down to 4, because those guys wasn't going to stay. Isaiah Horton wasn't coming. I'm learning to read through some things. I'm learning to read the room. I'm learning to read the room. I'm learning how some things go. A certain person who shall remain nameless used to kind of harp on that. Read the room. Pay attention to the room. And I'm paying attention to the room. possibly, and that's what I'm getting at, OG Gill. I'm kind of going around the barn to come in at the door. But I believe that Hampton and Hale might hit that portal. They just might hit that portal. And like KT said, Meadows too, because you got to remember something. Meadows, LSU wanted him so bad. He came to Bama. Now, a lot of it's going to depend on too. How well we know Germ is leaving. We know he will exit the premises after the season is over. Germ is in this for the long haul. JB, man. I'm just saying now. So what we have going here are a lot of limitless possibilities. So if some of the guys can just be patient through the year. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know what's going on in the Alabama locker room. I will not pretend that I know, because I don't know. But I know this. I have some common sense in knowing that these guys want to eat. And when I was when the young man left Bama and went to South Carolina, he said himself, the room was too deep. Too deep. So apparently, going back to reading the room again, you may want to listen to what these guys have to say. Gill says Horton doesn't come and Bernard declares for the draft. See, those are possibilities. But Horton is there. Horton is there for a reason. See, he's there. So when I got the, let me see, I got it written down here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So JB, man. Let's start a segment of I Said It First, okay? Hey, Lucy. Y'all, here go my little German Shepherd over here. My big German Shepherd. Oh, she ran. She thought I was going to put on camera, and she ran on off. That's what happens when you keep it a buck. We just keeping it a buck over here, man. But anyway, back to my projected starters, though. KT, we were talking about the wide out room and OG Gill. We have Jared, we have Germ, we have Ryan, we have Isaiah, we have Cole, and we have Rico Scott. Those are going to be some of your main guys. Now, somewhere along the line, Jalen Hales, if he doesn't transfer, he's got to fit in there. Lozier Brooks got to fit in there somewhere. Let me see. I got him right here. Cole Adams got to fit in there. Derek Meadows got to fit in there. Bubba Hampton has to fit in there. See, so the reality is that this is what we have. That's real. But will they stay? Y'all, the man himself, Brian Thomas, better known as Bino, is in the room. Now the family, the whole family's here. Bino, we miss you, bro. We miss you. Glad to see you, big dog. Glad to see you. That's my big brother, Bino. Good to see you, man. But I'm Just saying now. So we have a lot to consider. So as of tonight, I said this a few days ago, but I really want to hone this in tonight. Please, 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 let's put last season behind us. OG Gill, if Milroe had to come back, we can say what we want to say on here. We're going to keep it a buck. A lot of these names I just read would not be there. I'm of that firm persuasion. I don't know anything. I'm not going to pretend that I know. But I'm going to tell you what. I believe that we would have lost some folks if he had to come back. And even if he had to come back better than what he was, you would lose what you had. And that would put us put us back, because his injuries are still a real part of the game. And I told you all that me personally, I was more afraid of the injury bug than losing games. Was I wrong? I was right on one part and wrong on the next one, because I did not foresee losing to Vanderbilt. I didn't even foresee losing to him. If y'all remember right, I said we would beat Tennessee, even with Nico. And most definitely I didn't see us losing to Oklahoma. Being honest. I told you all back in the gap that we would beat Georgia. And we did. But it seemed like after the Georgia game, KT, I couldn't have put it no better. I'm with you, OG Gill. That's going to be a whole problem. That's going to be a whole problem. Bernard, Hollywood Williams, Horton, along with Cuevas. And that's another thing. Got to utilize those tight ends too. So I'm of the firm persuasion, calling it as of February the 7th of 2025. I'm calling it now. Give a darn who gets the credit. Man, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Williams, Horton. Let me see where we at. Williams, Horton, Bernard, and Cuevas. That's it right there. And I'm going back and say it again. But a lot of things, everything is going to be contingent upon how the O-line blocks and how the quarterback performs. That's it right there. Yeah, you're right, KT. Especially a team with a good secondary. I'm just saying that we've got to be on it, like starting like right now. Some things are going to have to be, the mindset of getting open, the mindset of having a working relationship with your guys, establishing that relationship with all of them, not just now I'm just going to go on and say it, not just featuring one back. Or one wide out. Ryan Williams should have never been targeted that many times in the year. And you had Jaron Bernard out there. You had Kobe Prentice out there. You had Kendrick Law out there. You had C.J. Dupree. And then you bring Cuevas in off the bench as well. We were loaded still. Now, the O-line was still questionable, But those skill sets, those different players like that in those different positions like that, yes. But when you're working with people that are limited, that's what happens. So I think that this go real, whether it's Ty, and I want to go on record and say this, I'm not pulling against Ty. I'm not. I never have. I've never pulled against him. I want to see bruh man eat. I want to see him make it. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to address that too, KT. Hold up. Hold that. Hold your point. Hold your point right there. Hold your horses. But I'm going to say this. But if they don't get the job done, don't start them. That's it. That's it, Carla. That's what I just said. I'm going to be petty. I said it first. Give me my props. Anyway, that's all y'all gonna get out of me with that there. What y'all gonna do? Put me in timeout now? But that's the truth. If nobody's pulling against anybody, but if you don't get the job done, you don't start. It's just that simple. And if the other dude, okay, y'all remember? Let's go back some years. Y'all remember that night? Y'all remember that night? We were playing USC in that first game, and Blake Barnett started. I think that was his name, and was horrible. USC was about to turn, and they were no good. They were not that good. What did Nick Saban do? Pull Blake, and who he put in? Jalen Hurts. Jalen. And what did Jalen start doing? Balling out. And USC ain't caught up with Alabama no more. Just saying now. And that's what's, and the rest is history. Thank you, B Sharp. The rest is history. That's what's going to have to happen this time. But once again, I got to bring this up, and I'm through with this little lesson with about last year. There was a reason that we didn't see Ty Simpson, and I'm going to leave it at that. So now, Ty has the chance to prove his worth. He has the chance. Russell has the chance. Mac has the chance. And whoever else is playing quarterback has the chance. But I got some news for you. I believe this year, as far as the offense goes, well, I hope he eat good and eat good. Because I'm finna tell you, he gonna have some competition coming behind him. Only thing I fear about the competition behind him is one of them brothers needs some greens and fatback and cornbread. That boy more skinny than a broomstick. Yeah, you said I didn't call his name there, KT, but there you go. I'm just saying, he need to come and eat. Look here, they need to take him. They need to quit giving him that wheat germ and let him eat some soul food, some fried chicken, and put some grease in it somewhere a little bit and everything. Eat some greens and cornbread and put a little corn on the side. And, he need to eat one of them Sunday dinners a few times. He gained them 25. Yeah, they need that Bama meal plan. They need KT. He need grandma's meal plan. Add a little sweet tea in there. He need grandma's meal plan. Put some meat on your bone, boy. Cause I'm finna tell you, you come through there if you want to, looking like olive oil. One of them linebackers gonna get you, and yonder when Jesus on the bicycle. I'm telling you now. JB, put JB in timeout. yeah, Susan. KT, they go tear him up now. You better, I'm telling you, that rascal need to go to the Waffle House. He need to go to the Waffle House. Hey, look at him. Keelan Russell need to go to the Waffle House and the International House of Pancakes and get that Colorado omelet. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. Get that Colorado omelet with 3 pancakes. You gonna gain some weight, partner. I'm telling you. And then find you a grandma up in there somewhere. Find you a grandma. Find you one of them grannies, one of them old sisters. Heavy on the pancake. You got that right. And empty that syrup bottle. Empty that syrup bottle, boy. I'm telling you. Double up on them eggs, man. Put your little cheese on there. Scatter them potatoes real good. Man, yeah, put a little cheese on that. You gonna gain some weight, boy. Because I'm telling you, man, you skinning an olive oil on Popeye. I'm just saying now. JB, I'm gonna tell you what, that might be true, but but y'all can't do it like the South, though. You know that. You know that. Come down here. JB, you ever come down here in Mississippi, you know I got you. I got you in the family. I got you. Yes, sir. We go out there. We're going to do it like they said in the Bible. We're going to kill the fatted calf. Yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. You might be. Tell them, sharpshooter. But get some pork bacon, boy. Don't give them none of that turkey bacon. Turkey bacon, you can pull that thing and keep pulling it. It ain't going to never break. I don't see how they eat. Now, turkey burgers are delicious. I don't know, Susan. I don't know if you know what grits are or not. Look like he's been fasting all his life. No, bro. JB, ain't nobody messing with you. I'm just saying. Oh, but I know one thing y'all do. Y'all do them doggone oxtails like nobody business, man. I'm just saying. Look here. I had some oxtails. Man, good gracious life. Now you got that part right. And JB, we have to talk off the air about that there, bro, because I'm gonna need your recipe on something. I know you can do them and everything. It's a way y'all be doing them doggone steaks and chicken and everything. It's some season I need. I talk to you about it, brother, because you know, big brother try anything. But I don't know, Susan. I hope he know what grits are, but look like he been fasting a long time. That boy skinny, man. Ooh. You know, he look like Jaden Daniels out there. Jaden Daniels he better eat some food too. He better get you some turkey necks, boy. Get you some neck bone and all that kind of stuff. Yes, sir. Yeah, like B Sharp said, there ain't nobody like the South. I'm telling you. Get you some neck bone, man. Get you some turkey neck. Yeah, man. Eat you a rabbit or two. I mean, you gonna gain some weight then. I'm just saying, big brother just saying now. Yes, sir. Go to Waffle House a few times a week. Matter of fact, I'm with you, KT. I got hungry now talking about all this food. But what time is it? I might have to you got that right, KT. I think about calling up here and when this live over, I'm thinking about calling up here and order me some fish. Y'all know what time it is for Piano Man. Y'all, I have lost so y'all seen me last. I have lost a total of 33 pounds. I lost 3 more pounds. So I've lost a total of 33 pounds. And got trying to just get healthier. But talking about this food that made me feel, man. Yeah, KT, that pan trout sound mighty good. How in the world we done got off of football and got on food? We done got on food. Okay, I got you, JB. Yeah, y'all eat, man. Yeah, I'm all. Susan, I ain't that bad now. No, no, no. Well, you know what? It don't matter, Susan. I got a job. I can eat when I want to. I can eat when I want to. Only the nothing, man, nothing. JB, you knew I had to say that before JB said it. I can eat when I want to. I can eat and pay for it too. Anyway, back to football. Okay, enough about this food stuff. Enough about food. Enough about food. Here we go. But we were talking about the wide receiver room before we got so we went on the Food Network there for a minute. But that wide receiver room gonna be a whole problem. But I'm waiting to see how things are going to work out for after A-Day. And I would love for all of us that are on here, if you come into A-Day, I would love for us to maybe meet somewhere and we sit down and let's talk about what we saw and what do we think where is all going from here. You got that right. What when I'm always about to say something in my classroom, I have a student say, Mr. Long, and I say, but Mr. Long, and because and the reason that is my students know I'm about to say something that might hurt somebody's feelings. They know this about Mr. Long, that he's gonna say was basically on his mind. But yes, JB, that part. And drive to get there, and I ain't got to ask nobody give me no gas money. And I mm, the keeping it a buck crew, I think we done went up to $5 now. We done went up to $5 now. If you want the keeping it a buck crew, and if anybody watching this, if you need the keeping it a buck crew, just they like the 18 if you can find them. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you find them and you bring them over in your place, now Piano Man ain't gonna be responsible because I'm telling you up front, they gonna let you have it now. That ain't the smoke you want, player. You don't want that smoke, player. You just think you want it. You don't want that smoke. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm still surprised the wife at the what? Wait a minute. You really, JB? I still would have been trying to I still would have been there in awe with MJB. Matter of fact, and when I get off here, I might go throw on one of her jams. And you're my favorite jam by her. My God, today. But anyway, I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see how this gonna turn out. So KT, I'm just saying, babe. Again, dear, that wide receiver room, keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on it. I believe Bama gonna surprise a few folks this year. Keep your eye on it. Florida State already talking smack and all that kind of stuff. We gonna see. And we're coming down and we're going right down there to Doak Walker and play. Oh, yeah, OG Gill, that salmon is good. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that salmon is good. I love it. I like mine on the grill, little char on it, with a little broccoli on the side, little broccoli and rice and everything. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Love it. I'm just saying now. So I think we're up for an exciting season. But I can't wait for A Day. I'm ready for A Day. I'm ready. As a matter of fact, I think I about found me somewhere that I can go for A Day and everything. One place that I really wanted, but they said no parties. That's the first thing I look for Airbnb, where I could launch a grill. They said no parties, no parties. The Airbnb I really wanted. Susan, maybe it might happen. I don't know. It might happen this go rip. I think that's what that means, Carla. I can't have in this particular house. I couldn't have no extras coming over. But I want to be able to put a grill down and let the chips fall where they may. That was something me and my sister were already talking about. We were talking about that, trying to, because that's what we want to do. And so that's why I was trying to find a real nice Airbnb. I wanted to really host the crew. If those that could come, I wanted to host the crew. We all just sit around, chop it up in person. JB, well, we know who ain't coming. We know who ain't coming. Uh-huh. We know who ain't coming. I ain't even worried about that. I ain't worried about that. But I wanted to chop it up with the crew, and we sit down and have a good time, eat a little bit, laugh and talk. Just do what we do. And so when April rolls around, hopefully we be found. I be in a place by then where I can literally do that. I'm about seeing people come together and have a good time. I'm not about the foolishness. I'm about wanting people to come together and let's have a good time. And I'm gonna say this now, take this how you want them, but this ain't gonna be no meeting to try to, leave it right there. Leave that right there. No meeting. We just eating and greeting, having a good time. That's what's gonna happen, you know. And for those that never subscribe, hey, subscribe to Piano Man because I'm part of a with Coach B Sharp and Coach Sean and okay, all right, KT, watch out now. Make sure it's Julio now. Make sure if you're gonna do that, it's got to be straight. Because if not, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna get talked about. I'm just messing with you. But if you never if you never subscribe to Piano Man with the long run and everything, do that. Come on, do that. I have a goal in mind. Well, KT, you said it, I didn't. I have a goal in mind, and there's some things I want to do. And so, in order to monetize, I got to get to 1,000 subscribers. And so we're still a long way from that. But God will see to it that we get to that. I'm just going to continue to do what I do. Look, y'all, I will be the first to admit, I never said I was a content creator. So why people right here is trying to slam somebody? I never said I was. I just like talking about Alabama football. I love talking about sports. I like talking about food like we were just doing. I love talking about cooking and fishing and hunting and all that kind of stuff. But I also like to talk about other real life stuff and things like that. Piano Man just likes to, I want to bring a smile to somebody's face that might be having a long day or they might be going through a particular valley situation. I want to do something to make you smile. I want to do something to put it on your heart to let you know that you're not in this by yourself. That's what the long run is about. That's what the Keeping It a Buck crew is about. And we ain't about oppressing nobody. I do my part. I let God do the rest. Right, Susan? Matter of fact, I put it all in his hands and just tell him to lead the way. Exactly, Carla. I like talking to my family. And that's how I treat it because we're family. And if it's something that I'm doing wrong, let me tell you something. They let me know. But here's where the difference comes in. I receive it and I try to correct it to make sure. Because you know what? At the end of the day, it's you, the consumer, that has to be satisfied. That's how I see it. And that's called business 101. So I like talking to my family, and whomever is part of the long run family, you part of the family. So Nick and all y'all, man, I'm keeping it a buck. I think I'm changing it from keeping it a buck to the $5 to the $5 box. Go back up the street. That thing left from keeping it a buck all the way up to $5. I'm telling you now. That's right, JB. We are way out the box. Matter of fact, where we from, there are no boxes. We burn them all up. We burn up the box. We burnt the boxes. So there's no box. Don't try to put us in one. You can fool around and get your feelings hurt. I'm just saying now. Be careful over here and tread lightly. I warned you. So, but Alabama's going to have, I believe, an interesting season. Now, I'll go on record and say this, like I said, on February the 7th of the year of our Lord, 2025, we're going to beat Georgia again in Athens. I said in February. I'm saying it today. We're going to beat Georgia again. We're going to beat them again. I believe it, Susan. We're going to beat them again. They going to be, and by the time we beat them this time, I want us to empty that stadium. I'm about to say something. I want us to beat them so bad that they start leaving in the second quarter. Just like we did in 2015. And I remind it, they had that wasn't that the blackout game, and they up there doing all that crazy stuff and everything, and got out there, and Bama just get out of here. Wasn't even no ball game. just herb 100 herb stone. And if you be, and you know, y'all know what? And if you sort of think about it, no, I like that herb stomp. We stomped the herbs out of them. So you had it right first, Carla. Herb stomp. We herb stomped them. That curb stomp, yeah, that'll work. But I like that herb stomp even better. That just right up my alley. That we herb stomped them. Sure did. I bet you anything. Somebody went and got high that night to get over the pain. They had to. Oh yeah. Did y'all see today that Oklahoma is the homecoming game? For Bama this year? Oklahoma's the homecoming game. But yeah, Carla, we herb stomped them. I bet you anything after that 2015 game. And if you notice something, those games didn't start getting closer until just recently. Remember that? So, and then Georgia had that lead, for a brief moment, and then there went the dagger. And they say, oh, we done lost to them again. Yep. So I'm just going on record and say we're going to beat Georgia again. Because I have another theory, but that'll be for another show. But I'll introduce it right about now. And we're not gonna stay on here too much longer, because I'm gonna give me something to eat. I'm hungry. I am. I'm hungry. All I had was a bowl of gumbo for lunch. Part of a breakfast sandwich and a bowl of gumbo for lunch. That's all I had today. That's why I'm halfway losing weight, because I've sort of hey, to God be the glory, my brother. To God be the glory. Brother, you brought joy to my heart just listening to you. And sooner or later, you're going to be able to share, in the words of Jesus Christ, the great thing God has done for you. The great things God has done for you. But I'm going to say this on my back to my food part. Part of the reason I've lost weight is because I've changed my diet up some, and I've gone more to liquid and everything. For some of you that don't know, I was recently diagnosed as a diabetic. Not too bad, but it's still diabetes. And so I made up my mind to change some things. Now I'm going to say this, and I'm saying it publicly at the 1 hour and 33-minute mark of this live. I don't do diet sodas under no circumstances. I don't do them. If I want a soda, I get me one with some numbers in it. Don't bring me no Coke Zero. Don't bring me no Mountain Dew Zero. Don't bring me nothing but some zeros in it, except for my check, and the more zeros, the merrier, with a big number on the front. But anyway, I don't do diet drinks. So what I've done is I try to limit down to one a day, sometimes none on the day, and I just drink water. And I go on about my business. So I eat a lot of protein. I'm more of the protein guy. And so with that, and then I'm working out, and OG Gil, I'm on, I share with you off the air something that I'm about to embark upon And you and I talked about it last night. And so I'm about to embark on something else, even at my age. I'm going to embark on it. Yeah, or healthy tea, right? You know. But I'm going to tell you now, I don't deprive myself of certain things that if I want it, I want it, but I do it within moderation. But I've made it my business to try to obey my doctor to the fullest extent. So I dropped 33 pounds. I still got a long way to go to my ideal weight of what I want. And, you know, I'll be lost 2 or 3 people by the time I get to where I'm trying to get to. Well, all I'm saying is that when you watch your dad, it's about portion control. You got that right, Susan. When you watch your dad go through what he went through, that was me. My father was a diabetic. Then my father had congestive heart failure or congestive heart attack, not so much heart failure. Watching my dad with prostate and colon cancer. All of this as a teenager. I watched all of that. And toward the end of my dad's life, I watched my dad suffer from what they call mini strokes, to where it was messing with something was messing with his brain. And daddy would just pass out. I watched my daddy go through that. And when my father passed away, I was a teenager. I vowed a vow even before I produced my first son, my first child. I vowed a vow that I would not go out the way my daddy did. And that's why. And so God has blessed me. Exactly, Susan. And I made that I didn't want that to be my story. And so God has blessed me. And he's blessing me now. But those things that I can do something about, I'm doing them. I'm doing them. And so then my mom passed back in 06. And that's why I kind of got emotional earlier in the live, because for those of you that if you have your parents, man, cherish them. I promise you, cherish them. Love them. Hug on them. Love on them. Ain't no time to be being mad with mama and daddy, man. Because when they're gone, they're gone. And that's a hurt. That's a hurt. I'm talking about that's a hurt that really does not heal. You learn to tolerate it and you adjust to it. But these folks running around here talking about, man, you mad with your mama, you mad with your daddy, man, get your, I almost cuss right now. I'm sorry. Man, you better stop that foolishness. Stop that. Yeah. Feel you, Susan. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Carla. For those of us those that understand which way I'm coming from, you understand it. If you put it in the chat, I understand. We can relate. But I want to say this though. But if you have your parents and you know that they are important to you, we can talk too. We can talk too. But all I'm saying is learn from them. The good, the bad, the ugly, the up, the down, the stuff that makes sense and the stuff that don't make sense. Learn from it. Learn from them. Learn from their mistakes. That's what I'm doing. Piano Man ain't perfect, but you ain't either. That's the funny part. How in the world an imperfect person gonna tell another imperfect person that they perfect and you not? Make that make sense. let me not go there. But anyway, and I'm the fraud. But anyway, moving on. But if you have your parents, love them. Brothers and sisters ought not be fighting each other. Should never be fighting each other. Cousins and family, they should never be fighting each other. Then when you're sick, the Lord decide to move you on. Then we get to these funerals and tell all these big, gigantic lies of how much you love them and this, that, and the third. And you wasn't even speaking to them when they were alive. They do that at. Being serious right now as I get ready to end. So take the time. Love on each other. Love your family. Love your friends. Do the best to love your enemies because that's what the Lord said do. Susan, I think the Keeping It a Buck crew, all of us in one way or another are the black sheep of the family. Somewhere along the line is something that makes us different than everybody else. Tell you something about those of you that were at the tailgate. Tell you something about y'all little sister in there, my sister, BB. Tell you something about her. Bino know if he's still on here. KT know. That's my heart. That's my heart. But me and my sister, I've shared this before, Gil, we are adopted. Actually, we're adopted. Rumor has it, there's some rumors concerning me. And so when they adopted me, then they went back and adopted her. And I have another sister out there somewhere. And I found some relatives. I went to Ancestry.com and found some relatives. JB, this is why I said I got to get with you because, brother, some of my folks came through in the South Carolina part of the United States, just like yours did. So some of that, where I think there was a lot of Nigerian in me, and I have to share with y'all because I don't know it right off the top of my head, but Nigerian and Ghana and different places, and they took that. Well, a lot of my family, I can't remember if it was on both parents' side, but the South Carolina area is where a lot of my family, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, going up that eastern seaboard, that's where a lot of my ancestors came from. That's where my ancestry lies. So the reason that I'm learning to get along and love everybody is because I may be kin to somebody and not even know it. And so, Susan, when we talk about black sheep, things like that, Gil, JB, I hung out in Brooklyn, but I told y'all I hung out in Queens, but I came to Brooklyn a lot. New York is where it's at. So I know we pick a lot about the Yankees and the Mets and this, that, and the third, but I love my New York family. I love my New York family. Rode those subways a many a day, bros. A many a day. A many a day. Hung out in Jamaica a many a day. I did. Hung out in New York a many a day. St. Albans, to be exact, JB and OG Gil. St. Albans. That's where I cut my teeth. So I love my New York guys. Those my brothers, man. And I know some might not understand the Ohio thing, but I love them too. But my New York folks, yes, sir. That's why I love. And so, JB, you know, I was messing with you about that food earlier, but nobody can season food like the folks out of Brooklyn. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Nobody can sit on the stoop and talk about it like the folks out of Brooklyn. Been there, done that. See, that's the side about Piano Man people don't know. And I don't share that much, but it's the truth. Been there, done that. So when I'm talking to JB and Gil, when I tell y'all, look here, it's a reason that I say JB and OG Gil hold it down, repping Brooklyn harder than Chinese arithmetic. I know what I'm talking about because that's how they do it up there. And even though they're grown and JB's gone and Gil's got his own thing going, that thing don't die. And it's something that you teach to your family. Be proud of your heritage. That's all I'm trying to say. Be proud of it. And when it boiled down to it, cats out of Brooklyn, one thing I know, sometimes they beat and got into it. But when somebody came to mess with the homies, they put that beef aside. And now you got to deal with all of us. Yeah. What Gil just said. Don't be one of those people standing on his own conversation. You wish you had one more day with them because you have that moment now while you're alive. Take the moment, man. So I say this. And JB said, we're 10 toes down. That's why I respect JB and Gil. I respect everybody, though. But them two there, because I used to hang in Brooklyn. The subway. People don't know how deep that thing run with the New Yorkers, man, especially Queens, Brooklyn. Go and when people talk about Jamaica Queens and everything, it's a different. When you say Queens, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but when you say Queens, you better specify Queens because everybody in Queens don't act alike. That's how much I know it. Everybody in Queens don't act alike. Nope and nope. So to my keeping it a buck crew that's to win up to $5, man, I love y'all. And I stand 10 toes. But when we all stand together, I don't know how many toes it is, but when we all stand together, we all standing on our 10 toes. Exactly. We don't say can't. My daddy always taught me can killed can't. So I end with this. To the folks who say we can't, we're living proof that you can. To the folks that's out there hollering about, I said this, I said that, we're living proof it don't matter who said what if you ain't doing nothing to back it up. Put your bank up. Put your money where your mouth is. But if you ain't got no money to put there, then keep your mouth shut. Because the last I checked, here in America, cash is king. So my point is this. Don't demand what you can't provide. Okay? Don't demand what you can't provide. So you need to see. Put JB 718 in time. He is cut. He is on it tonight. You need a bank first. Cash App is not a bank, bruh. Venmo and PayPal is not a bank, bruh. Sis, it's not. It's all love. But I'm saying, no, I'm with JB. You need a bank. The First National, Bank of America, bank in your neighborhood. You need a bank. What you gonna do? What a person to do when they run into some big change? What you gonna do? Keep your money under a mattress? What you gonna do? You need a paper trail. Come on now. Just get a bank, bro. Just get a bank. Just get a bank. Everybody needs a bank. You need a bank that you can go to. Coming to some more stuff, you need 2 or 3 banks. Just saying. Time for us to start. Call home. Some folk, let me be quiet. Oh, I ain't going there, Susan. Who got a new child? What's going on? I missed something somewhere. Wait a minute. Who got a new child? Oh, God. Oh, somebody stole all the church's money. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I read that wrong. Susan, the gloves are off. Okay. No wonder you ain't went to the bank. Wah, wah. Okay. I read that wrong, Susan. I thought see that A. I thought it was an E, and I said, okay, no, okay, yeah, bro, man, I went through that, but I paid mine, paid it all the way up. Sure did. It can be done. You just got to have a willing mind, and it's called responsibility. I went through. I did that. I don't mind saying that on this live. I don't mind saying it. I went through it. Sure did. Sure did. I sure did. Yep. And guess what? My kids love me, man. I ain't saying that to cause no controversy, whatever. Take it how you want to take it and label it how you want to label it. But my kids love me. And I love them. And guess what? And when they ask me for something right now, Dad got you. Dad got you. And I just told him here, Susan, see, now there you go. I'm about to wonder about you, Susan. It's something you ain't telling me, Susan. Something you trying to say. But all I'm saying is, in all actuality, we talk about football, Alabama football, and it's crazy how certain things are leading to something that we just make one statement, and sometimes the show goes off the rails. But but we need that sometimes just to and everything. And but I'm just saying now. But on a serious tip, I don't play about my kids. I don't play. When it comes to my children, I don't play. And I have grandchildren too. I don't play about them 2 girls and that 1 boy. I don't play. And I'm gonna tell you something else. My son married a young lady who had an older son. Guess what? He's my grandson too. I don't believe in that step thing. When you marry the mama, they become yours. Keep feeding them till they favor you. They'll favor you in a minute. So when my son married her son became his son, and their son became my grandson. And one of these days, you all will be meeting him. I'm going to have him on my live and everything because he plays football. And his uncle is an Alabama alum. Piano man ain't playing with nobody. So my grandson, who has consented, he said he gonna let Papa interview him and everything, so it's gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. He gonna have an interesting summer. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can't bring, you feed them long enough, they're gonna favor you. Feed them long enough, they begin to favor you. But I'm just saying, I don't play that step thing because that sounds like favoritism thing. No, you marry me and you got kids, they become mine. I mean, biologically speaking, we understand all that. But the way I look at it, if you marry the mom, those children become your responsibility too. So we that kills all that. And I ain't trying to use nobody. I don't do that. I ain't got time for that. If I can help you, I ain't gonna hinder you. But I ain't trying to use nobody just to make myself look good. No, I'm gonna do everything I can do to boost them because once I'm long gone off the scene, they still got a life to live, and I want them. So I want them to do what they got to do. So anyway, ladies and gents, we finna get out of here and everything. I wasn't even gonna stay on here long, but hanging with the Buck crew, here we go again. But I kind of like my impromptu shows, but I also like my planned shows and have an agenda that we go by. And on the next planned show, we're going back to the roster again, and we're going to keep our eyes on A-Day. We're going to keep our eyes on what's about to happen. The Grubb hire was important, and I'm glad that they did get Ryan Grubb back. But we're going to see how this is all going to pan out. Let's keep our eye on. Let's see what's going to happen with Huff. Like I said, I've never portrayed to be this great content creator, but I'm just somebody that loves Alabama football. I have loved them since I was a kid. And so this is a dream of mine. This is a little hobby. I ain't trying to make no money off of it. I want to see other people do well. I want to see everybody do well. But this landscape is big enough for all of us. And so that's how that's running. So just keep hope alive. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. And God to be pleased. So on behalf of Piano Man, listen, like, share, subscribe. If you have not, if you listen to it and everything, you can catch me on TikTok. You can catch me on Twitter as Music and Sports Guy. There's some things that's about to change to the Keeping It a Buck crew. I will be sharing with you some things. Well, I'm going to be asking you some things we'll talk about it off the air and everything, but we're gonna take some things to the next level. And what I'm not going to do is wait till the last minute and do it. What I'm going to do is start now, and we're going to begin to ease into some things. And so before we know it, we're going to be in different places. So I'm putting it out there that look for us. Just look for us. We're going to be in different places. So having fun, doing what we do. Susan, I think yes. I think he did. Yes. Yes. Oh, matter of fact, he did. He did. He's gone. He's gone. So that's why I said to JB earlier in our live that part right there is a wait and see thing. So this is why we have to just kind of wait and see. Wait and see. So again, I say, I don't know. I don't profess to know, but I do know this as I see the news, as I get certain clips and things like that. So the thing with Huff, that's more or less, so if anybody else has any more information about it, more update than I do, feel free to share and we'll go from there. But as of right now, to my knowledge, Huff is out. And so possibility Bama could get him, possibility somebody else could get him, or nobody gets him at all. We'll see. But we're going to see. So as I said earlier, it's an exciting time for the University of Alabama, and it is what it is. So let's just stay tuned. And so the next day or so, I might do an impromptu again, and we come back and run it up again, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl actually happens, and then we're going to go from there. But hopefully next week, I can do a planned show, and I'll be coming from my other and everything. This is straight YouTube right here. Didn't come from my other yard there, but we're gonna make that happen. So on behalf of Piano Man, that's me. Hey, I may not see you no time soon, but I'm gonna see you in the long run. Me and the $5 box crew. They no longer keep it a book. It's $5 now. It is $5. And listen, like I said, continue to pray for each other. Pray for one another. Love on each other. Do good. Be good because you are good. And remember, God is good all the time to all of us. And that's about it. So until the next time, I'm Piano Man. I'll see you in the long run. And you know how I end it. Roll Tide. I'll holler at you. Y'all be easy.